the biography of Salvador Dali. In this video, we will see Dali's biography. The Spanish artist of the Surrealism movement, most famous in the entire history of art. Salvador Domingo Felipe Jacinto Dali y Domenech. He was born in Figueres, Spain, on May 11, 1904. And he died in Figueres, Spain, on January 23, 1989. Surrealism is me, and the most surreal thing is that it is probably a true statement. Salvador Dali was perhaps the most popular surrealist and one of the world's greatest exponents of contemporary art. Whether he was a genius or a quirky artist, his legacy does not go unnoticed even today, and we cannot help but marvel at the technical perfection and imaginative content of his art. Born in Figueres, Dali was never a normal child. He had a brother who died before him, and his parents gave him the same name, Salvador, consenting to his every whim. From a very young age, he already showed signs of genius. He left his excrement anywhere, as an art form. As a teenager, he traveled to Madrid, where he experimented with Cubism and Dadaism and befriended people like Lorca or Buñuel. And it is that Dali not only devoted himself to painting. His creativity encompassed cinema, sculpture, design, and writing. Much was speculated about his sexuality, but everything indicates that Salvador was impotent and rather asexual. His long hair, sideburns, and mustache did not go unnoticed in the Madrid of the Belle Époque. His life and his work became the same thing, and he ended up being a showman obsessed with promoting himself. It could be said that he was a pioneer of happenings and pop art. That character was created, provocative, unpredictable, crazy. In Paris, Dali is already quite a personality, although he does not know how to behave like a normal person. He can't even cross the street alone. But there he meets Gala, who became a wife, muse, and caretaker. In 1934, he is expelled from the Surrealists and does not notice insults against Breton. In 1940, he moved to the United States, where he fits in perfectly with surrealist capitalism. In Hollywood, he was welcomed with open arms and collaborated with Disney, Hitchcock, the Marx Brothers, and invited to all the parties where he delighted people with his outbursts. 8 years later, he returned to Spain, which was under Franco's dictatorship, and embraced his unscrupulous regime. Dali considered himself a radical anti-communist, but everything indicates that he was an opportunist who managed to get the dictator to let him work in peace. The truth is that there is nothing more surreal than the relationship between these two guys. Another thing that his detractors blame him for is his inordinate love for money, which he amassed hand over fist. Any Dalinian object became a lucrative business. In his last years, he even signed blank sheets to encourage forgeries. For him, the imitation of his work was proof of his greatness. Leaving his life aside, Salvador Dali was an indisputable artist. The meticulous detail, but showing an unconscious world, make him the greatest painter of dreams. His naturalism, borrowed from his idols Raphael and Velázquez, an enormous passion for science and delusional associations whose ambiguity provokes various interpretations are just three features of his art. He invented, among other things, the critical paranoid method with its double images, and painted more than 1,500 works of art, not counting sets, photographs, collaborations, and their antics, which today can only be considered art. That was all for today's video. Tell us what you thought, and if you liked it, please give us your subscription and your like. This way you support the art community on YouTube. Until the next video, have a nice day.